guys, so first piece of news, and you know what, this is as good as a new signing. William Saliba has signed a new 4-year contract at Arsenal. Now, I know there's no official announcement yet, but it's done, it's sealed, it's delivered. William Saliba is staying. He is going nowhere, and that's how confident I am that I can release the video now. It's done. The ink is dry. Whatever way you want to look at it, whatever way you want to say it, it's done. And I tell you something, I am absolutely buzzing about it. And like I just said, it's as good as a new signing. It was the one we were looking at and going, please don't lose him. Not William Saliba. There was this all, kinds of talk about wages being a stumbling block, and he wanted excessive amounts, and that was never the case. He didn't want excessive amounts. He wanted what he felt he was worth. And you've got to look at the bigger picture here. In the next 2 to 3 years, signing somebody like William Saliba is going to cost you in excess of £100 million. It's no exaggeration when I say that he is going to be one of the best centre-backs in world football. He's already right up there. Let's, get that one clear already. He is really, really up there. And in the next couple of years or so, he is going to be number one. And we've got him at our club already. And, it made no sense to try and play hardball and not give him what he deserves. Because like I said, in the next couple of years or so, you're going to be spending over £200 million to try and sign somebody like a William Saliba. Let's say £100 million, like William Saliba. Like, come on, man. Like, seriously. The guy is colossus. And I think that maybe losing him for the remainder of the season and seeing what it done to our title challenge might have actually made people really understand more just how important he is. We all knew how good he was. We all knew, when you look at his performances last season, how important he was to the team. But once he came out, I think you really then understood just how important he was, just how crucial he was to the way that we play. When you put the likes of Rob Holding in there, it's like chalk and cheese. Like, seriously, one's a Lamborghini and one's a Fiat. Like, come on, man. And, Rob Holding, look, he's a decent player. He's got his levels, his limitations and everything, but he's not William Saliba. And what is so important to the way that we play and the progressive way that we play football is William Saliba. He breaks lines. When teams try to press us and think that that's going to be the way to stop us, William Saliba's cool. He's calm. He's collected. Not phased. Slides the ball in the channels, in the gaps. Just does everything effortlessly. And that's exactly what we need and exactly what we were missing in those final couple of months. So, for me, it's as good as a new signing, as I've said already. Declan Rice, Caicedo, players like that, they come into the club. It's going to be massive. But signing, players like William Saliba and tying them down to these new contracts is just as important. You look at Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard should hopefully be next, Ramsdale. When you look at the valuation of our squad right now, it's, one of the biggest in world football in terms of what players are now worth. And if players, or should I say clubs, want to come and try and take those players from us, we're not going to see the same problems that we used to have at Arsenal, where contracts were run down, players weren't worth anything, and all our best assets were being taken for peanuts. You're not going to see that no more. if one of the big clubs like a Real Madrid, etc., come in for a Bukayo Saka, yeah, better have about 150, 60 million pound, mate. If clubs come in for a Martinelli, you're going to need about 100 odd million pound. Players come in for William Saliba, over 100 million pound, mate. You know, all these players, when you look at the prices we paid for them, they're worth triple the amount now. So what we're doing is learning from the mistakes of the past, getting these players tied down, and building for the future. And this is the most important thing. I think when you look at the average age of our squad, youngest in the Premier League, and I think that the experience of last season will only help them. The disappointment of not winning the league, the disappointment of missing out on the top four was evident last season. And yeah, we couldn't get over the line, and we needed a bit of luck along the way, and we needed to maybe not have the injury to, like, you know, William Saliba. But yeah, I think we're going to be better for it, and all of these players are only going to get better. Absolutely none of them have reached anywhere near their peaks. All right, so, you know, all these people and these on podcasts and ex-footballers turned pundits that, you know, think that it's given them a God-given right to know the game inside out. Seriously, stop talking. And I've said this so many times. You know, there's too many people that need to have all their podcast equipment taken away, because just because you got a pair of lips doesn't mean you should be using them to chat so much crap. And that's what I've seen so much of. If you don't think that Arsenal are going to challenge next season, then you need to give your head a wobble, because we are going to challenge and then some. And I am that confident. And yes, I do believe that we are going to win the league next season. I don't care. Clip it. Do whatever you want. I'm that confident. I'm happy with the progress that the club is making. We've got to go out and get the reinforcements we need. The Casados, the Rice, etc. And we will be right up there. But this is the perfect piece of news. You know, when will it be announced by the club? I think it'll be announced just before we come back for pre-season and go on a tour to America. But it's job done. It's as simple as that. Don't panic. Don't worry. I've told you, it's done. And so have a lot of the main media outlets and everything else. They're now reporting it. It's done. All right. William Saliba is staying at Arsenal. 4-year contract. It's going to be about 200 grand a week. Worth every penny. I'm absolutely buzzing about it, and I hope you are too. So there we go. Listen, if you are new around here, make sure you do hit the subscribe button. Make sure you smash a like on this video, and I will see you lot very, very soon. I'm out of here.